This is what caused the whole thing that you saw in court today. There is where Umnisi exposed Gininda, broad daylight. I'm going to insert a video. You will realize that, these people realize when I said Mnisi is dealing with these people slowly but surely, and these people are realizing that, you know what, Mnisi is cooking here, and we're not going to survive this. Instead of just acknowledging this, accepting the defeat, no, they wanna make Mnisi looks bad. Now, Gininda was caught, and Mnisi is very clever. He caught him on his own lies. He spoke about the concept of interview and said that why didn't you prepare because you knew that you were going to interview him? Mnisi says no. Gininda says no, I was not going to interview him. And then Mnisi says, okay, let's go to your own diary. It was an interview in front of the judge. The judge does nothing when the witness deviates because Mnisi has caught him. When Mnisi caught him right on his tricks and say, okay, you said when it was not an interview. Okay, fine. If it was not an interview, read your own diary. When he wanted to explain, Mnisi says, I said, read your diary. Don't tell me about time. I'm not even concerned about time. I said, read your diary. He reads his own diary. In his own diary, he finds the word interview. Then you know what he says? Right there and there, he says, no. Actually, this is not the interview that this man is talking about. And then, Yazi, we are going to see some things in this court. Things that are abominable. Like you see an abominable thing in front of us, but the judge did nothing. You know what he says? Do you know what Brigadier Gininda said when he was caught right on his tricks? Do you know what Brigadier Gininda said? Pay attention to what Brigadier Gininda said. He was caught right-handed, lying in court. But the judge chose to defend him because witnesses are allowed to change their versions right in court. Why? Because the judge is going to protect them. You think I'm joking? Let me insert a video. Listen to this conversation and tell me your thought. I saw a person being defended in court for lying. When Mnisi caught him, the judge, what does it do? We have seen other judges saying, whoa, witness come, explain this. I've watched videos. Erasmus. I've watched videos there. Very beautiful. Hi. But in this case of Senzo Meiwa, this is what we are subjected to.
You're telling this court that you already had information that this was a person of suspect. Now, with that in mind, you go and talk to him. That forms part of the broader investigation, of course. But you speaking to him, what did you call that?
Well, my lord, if counsel wants to call it interview, what I'm saying, my lord, is that because I understood, and I'm trying to move from the direction of what counsel is saying, I understand him to be referring to an interview in terms of formalities. But is
it the question of a language?
Yes.
It could be a discussion.
Yes.
It could be a consultation.
Indeed, my lord.
It could be an interview.
Yes.
It could be a talk.
Indeed, my lord.
But you don't want to use the word interview.
Interview, yes. That's the word I'm shying away from, my lord.
Thank you, Brigadier. There was a piece of a document yesterday that you handed in, which is your diary, and then you said that's where you inscribe everything, most of the things, or a summary of the things that happened. So do you still have that diary of yours?
Yeah, I do, my lord.
Yes. Wait. I'm talking about the diary, Brigadier Gininda. Let's get to the diary. Open the date of the 30th of May, Saturday, 2020, 30 May, Saturday 2020. And don't talk up until we have opened that. I'll guide you what to do when I just open that date.
All right. I'm on the 30th May.
Yeah, 30 May. At 13 hours, go there. There are time frames there. Let me just put on my spectacles. Because this handwriting, you know, I think it can only be read by the person who wrote here. At 13 hours. Are you on 13 hours on the diary?
Yes, I'm here, my lord.
Read what is written there.
It said I went to interview the suspect at Volsoorus around 1900 hours.
Thank you. And that comes from you, not so?
No, but which part now? What is written here? Because
who wrote here, Brigadier?
But it is me. But
thank you. And
no, my lord, I must
if it is you, no, Brigadier, don't argue with me. If it is you who wrote this, who then does this come from?
Yeah, but you're misreading the diary, and that's what I want to correct, Counsel, my lord. That is misreading the time frames. Because if you follow the sequence of the time, you will not be confused by the 1300 hours that is referring to. And that is why I wanted to explain.
No, Brigadier, I said read what is in 1300. I'm not concerned about what could have happened at 1300. I say read what is next to what is written 1300. And you have just read, it says, I went to interview the suspect at Volsoorus around 1930. I'm not concerned about the time. I'm concerned about the word that you yourself used. There's an objection. Let me respect the objection.
As a court, please, my lord, with the greatest of respect, I think, as Brigadier Gininda pointed out, that counsel is, as the witness put it, misreading the diary. He's trying to link the times on the diary to the entries. But the Brigadier says, I just made entries in the diary regardless of the time. So the times must be disregarded. Only the entries are important, the sequence of the entries. That's what the witness is saying. But counsel is trying to push the witness into a corner to say, but you made an entry at 1300 hours. It was just an entry and not linked to the time as such.
No, my lord. With due respect to my colleague, with due respect, I've just said to the witness here, I'm not concerned about time. I don't care what would have happened at 1300.
Now, please explain this to me. Explain the fact that the man lied. Said, no, Mina, I was not going to interview him. But right on his own diary, the word interview is there. Right in his own diary, the word interview is there. Tell me why. Tell me why it is okay for him to do all these things. Tell me why nobody is going crazy over these things. Tell me why the judge hasn't taken notice of that. Tell me why the judge has not called Brigadier Gininda into order and said, but you said this. Because in the trial, or Jocelyn Smith trial, we saw Judge Erasmus, when a witness was doing some other stuff, regardless who that witness was, he will call you into order and say, but you said this. Explain what you said. We have seen Judge Erasmus doing that on the trial to say, whoa, boy. Why did you say this to her? Why are you now changing this? You know what I'm saying? But on the Senzo Meyiwa case, it is as business as usual. Kubegani. Hey, Nina. Nitin game. What is going on here? Where is fairness? Are we ever going to see fairness on this whole thing called Senzo Meyiwa trial? You know, I agree with this assertion or the thought that the judgment has been long written in this trial. The fact that somebody keeps saying that you will take me on appeal, the fact that the word appeal is there, clearly the judgment is there. Like, you can see, man, you can see the behavior of Abu Baloyi. They are very well, they are relaxed, they disobey clear orders. Baloyi do this. It is an order from the court. No, Baloyi will never do it. Why? Because he knows the outcome. How will you justify this? When have you heard the judge calling the witness into order and say, wait, you are misbehaving now. This is my court, you're misbehaving. Let's start there. 0. I don't remember that. 2. When have you had the judge calling a witness and say, no, you are changing your version, you said this? I don't remember. 3, I'm worried about the fact that the judge keeps saying, I know, I remember everything. But, abo Gininda sometimes, abo Gininda, abo Rapadu, I forgot what he called Rapadu. But you still want to convince me that when you remember everything. What's up with our judge? You know, at least if he didn't make the disclaimer that, I know everything, I read everything, I know everything. At least if you didn't make that disclaimer. Guys, I'm telling you this. Starting from today, let's mark every interaction from Baloyi. Let's capture those videos, because now we need an evidence going forward. We need to cut those videos. Whenever Baloyi is misbehaving, we cut those videos. We put them into clips. Whenever the state witnesses are misbehaving, we cut those things. We put them into pieces. Whenever the judge is misbehaving, we cut those things. We paste them. We must post them on social media now, so that when we want the evidence, we just go on social media. We download those evidence back, because now it is clear that the witnesses are allowed to get away with murder because they are well protected, and we're not going to do anything about it. You know, what worries me is that if this trial was running behind closed doors, this accused would have been sentenced for a crime they never committed. And you and I, we would have been convinced that these are the criminals if this trial was not running on national television. If it was running like they wanted, remember how they fought that this trial should not be televised. This is what they wanted to hide from us. They knew that there was cooking. These are the things that they were hiding. These are the things that they did not want you and I to see. But unfortunately, God being God, he was like, no, my children, I'm going to show you what they are hiding. And today, it is there for us to see that on the Senzo Meyiwa trial, there is nothing called fair trial. Forget it, doesn't exist. Ayiko. You know what it is? Is that these people bakwebelo esage it's a broad daylight robbery.